Hi, Schlockmeisters fans. A re-review from my previous channel. Phenomena. Dario Argento. Let's check it out. Don't say creepers. Our movie starts with a girl missing her school bus. The girl then wanders off and ends up by this house. That girl, by the way, I believe is Dario Argento's daughter. She stupidly wanders in, and the next thing you know, there's a chain wrapped around her neck. She briefly escapes, leaves the house, but her killer catches up to her. This is a chimp named Inga. He works with
I had no idea.
Donald Pleasance.
Insects could provide the police with such invaluable help in a homicide.
He plays Professor McGregor.
Normally we don't.
An expert in all things bugs.
Which post is that?
8 months. Now I see. By calculating the presence and the growth of the flies or the maggots.
Jennifer Connelly plays Jennifer Corvino. She's come to go to school here.
I'm sure you're going to like our school.
And she has an affinity for insects herself.
English.
It won't hurt me. Insects never hurt me. I love them.
You love them.
Yes. Yet.
Speaking of the headmistress.
You are the new girl. You were expected this afternoon.
My plane was late because of bad weather.
Things get loud now. Jennifer has this habit of sleepwalking, although I'm not sure if that's what's happening here or if this is actually a dream. And she gets smacked by a car. But she's okay. Inga the chimp finds her and brings her to Dr. McGregor. And of course they're both very fascinated by insects. School puts an EEG on her because they don't like her sleepwalking, and she gets these horrible visions of this girl she saw killed. Now there's a killer on the loose here, killing people, obviously. We saw one in the beginning. And I believe this is her friend from school who's being chased. Jennifer goes out again and finds a glove. She goes to McGregor.
They asked me a lot of questions, but I didn't tell them how I found the glove. I didn't want them to think I was crazy.
She starts to get bullied at school.
Jennifer!
True.
They found something she wrote.
Personality is emerging. Do you know how? I communicate with insects. Now that's enough.
They bully her even worse. And this time she's going to have a reaction. She was able to summon all these insects. So now they are watching her like 24/7. But she does find a moment to escape. Since she has control over insects, he's going to send her out with this sarcophagus bug to find.
We'll go crazy and head straight for the dead bodies.
The dead bodies. So she has this fly in this little box and started to go crazy around this area, which is where that first girl got killed in the beginning. So she hops off the bus. The fly leads her into this house. Where she gets busted.
You came here to steal, did you?
No! I was looking for someone.
You were looking for someone. Come on, the house is empty.
Some nice close-ups of flies there. And here's a nice close-up of a severed hand. Back at Dr. McGregor's house, Inga's locked out, just as an intruder is breaking in.
What else is going on around here?
An intruder with a big knife.
Who are you?
Jennifer calls her father's lawyer to get some money to go home.
It's a long story. Get me back to LA and I'll tell you all about it.
Jennifer is forced to take some pills.
All right. I'll take the pills.
I'll get you some water.
I can get it myself. Shit, get out of the way.
She immediately gets sick and thinks it was some sort of poison. And pretty soon she's knocked out. Meanwhile, I believe this is Morris, the guy, the attorney that she was trying to get a hold of, and he's come to Switzerland.
Yes, a car rental agency. Your car is right outside.
And Jennifer's locked in, but she conveniently finds a large hole for which she can escape through. She ends up in this room where the inspector's tied up, locked up, chained up, and she falls in a pit full of bodies. And there's clearly the bad guy. The inspector then breaks his own hand so he can get out of one of the handcuffs. And this allows Jennifer to escape. She finds a crying little boy with some issues. She takes off running, finds a boat down by the dock. That damn mutant kid jumps in too. So she summons the insects, the flies, I think. And he falls in the water. The boat catches on fire, so she has to jump in, but she's not out of the woods yet. She's able to come up, and the kid succumbs to the flames. Then Morris shows up. She's going to avenge her son now. But before she can do that, Inga shows up. I guess this is revenge for Dr. McGregor. And that's how our movie ends. Alright, let's talk about Phenomena, Dario Argento's movie starring Jennifer Connelly, Donald Pleasence. This is a movie that I rented under the title Creepers. It was a VHS tape that I rented from a grocery store, actually, called Red Owl. It was in Two Rivers, Wisconsin, probably back in 1986, maybe? 86, yeah, probably 86. And I remember watching it, or at least seeing part of it at the time. I didn't think much of it. The cover of the box was, I think Jennifer Connelly had her hands out, or hand out, and there was a bunch of insects swarming around. It was like she has the power over the insect or something like that. It was really a vague description. And I think I caught it again years later. But when I saw it as Phenomena, maybe about 3 years ago, I thought it was a much, much better film. There's like 20 extra minutes for one thing in this version, which Arrow put out, which is a fantastic Blu-ray, by the way. Tons of extras as well. And it's basically about a girl who has some sort of psychic connection with insects. And she goes to this school in Switzerland, which, by the way, I got to mention, the setting for this movie was absolutely fantastic. Plus, the way this Blu-ray looks, the colors and everything, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous film to look at. Let's just say that. The mountains and the snow and everything else. But anyway, she's going to this boarding school in Switzerland, and she's from America, and she's not overly well liked. And she gets picked on by the other kids because she's really into insects and things. And she can control insects. She can make them swarm. She can make them do her bidding, I guess. But she's not evil by any means. Well, there's also a killer going around this place, killing people. And she hooks up with Donald Pleasence, who plays Dr. McGregor. He's also an insect aficionado, wheelchair-bound man with a chimp named Inga that helps him out. And he's into insects, and he has this, what's called a sarcophagus bug. And he sends Jennifer out to, he thinks this bug will help find some bodies and perhaps lead to the killer. I don't know. So he wants her to send her out to kind of be an investigator, which she kind of does. And ultimately, we find out I don't know if I can't remember. It wasn't the headmistress. It was another woman at this school. She has this mutant son. It's hard to describe, but I showed this thing. He had kind of like a pig face. She is the bad guy here, and she kills Dr. McGregor, and she kills others, and she's trying to kill Jennifer Connelly, but she escapes. She ends up in this tunnel, and she ends up in this pit full of dead bodies, and she gets out of there. She ends up on a boat where the mutant son chases her down, and she's able to escape him. He burns up when the boat blows up. And then she's about to leave, and then this guy named Morris, who's her father's attorney, has come to pick her up. He's walking down this hill, and next thing you know, his head gets chopped off by this woman. And then this woman's about to kill Jennifer Connelly, and then Inga shows up with a knife and slices her up, and that's how our movie ends. So anyway, I don't know what more I can tell you about it. If you're a Dario Argento fan, I'm sure you'll love this movie. I'm sure there's a lot of fans of this movie out there already. I can't really describe it that well. But if you're watching this, you probably like this movie. So, and I did too. Like I said, you definitely want to watch this one, not the Creepers version. This is so much better. And it's loaded with extras on this thing too, interviews and all kinds of things. Some cool music in the soundtrack here too. Some heavy metal, Motorhead, Iron Maiden, and of course Goblin has his hands all over this as well. But no nudity, just some decent gore though, and some, like I said, just the way this film looks, the overall look of this film is incredible. It looks fantastic. Just the colors are so sharp, and it's just unbelievable. Plus, like I said, the setting in Switzerland is just very scenic. So you should definitely check this movie out. It's much better once you've seen the full version, and I approve. So check it out. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about it. And if you haven't seen Phenomena, buy it. Click the link and buy it. And let me know how you think about it. Leave some comments. Bye.